Hi, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week. My partner, Kristen Oaks-White, is off this week. You know to call 811 before you dig. It's the law. However, Louisiana One Call has another option. Click before you dig. The Tesh Growers Association recently held a meeting where farmers, ranchers, and the people who oversee pipelines could hear from the folks over at Louisiana One Call about this high-tech way of checking what's underground before you dig.
Louisiana One Call, this is Charlene. How can I help you?
Charlene is just one of the people ready to help you when you call 811 before you dig. But as these members of the Tesh Growers Association know, it can be a frustrating experience trying to explain to folks like Charlene exactly where they plan to dig. That's because farm fields are not exactly at major intersections with prominent landmarks. That's why Brent Saltzman with Louisiana One Call is here to tell these farmers about the new online system for finding out what's below before they dig.
With our new system, to be able to look at a satellite view of the property of where you're actually excavating has to be such a benefit to them, because it's so difficult exactly explaining where you are working. With the footage, trying to explain, okay, it's approximately 1,500 foot northwest of this intersection, commencing northwest for 500 feet. That is so difficult to do. Whereas when you enter tickets online now, you can see from a satellite view exactly where you're excavating, and you can just outline that piece of property.
Nikitha Williams demonstrates how to use the iTick system. You'll notice right off that it uses GPS coordinates and satellite photographs to take the confusion out of the location of the excavation project, in this case, cleaning out a ditch. Marking it is as easy as point and click.
And I'll click and release at my starting point and just pretty much follow the route of the ditch that's needed. You'll just simply click on en route, and it's going to put a buffer around the area of the route that's needed.
Williams says under the old call-in system, it was not easy to separate projects into different tickets if they needed to be separated at all or combine them when possible. The iTick system does that automatically.
After you have covered your ditch and say, for example, you have a portion of this field that you need to laser level versus the older system, you had to do one and complete that one, send it off. Well, with this one, you could just simply click on your next excavation entity to define your area. And for laser leveling, we suggest that you use the old-fashioned create polygon to define that area.
And once you click each corner of the field,
it'll generate your ticket number in your ticket number field, the utility notification list to let you know the companies that we will be notifying, along with the release summary. And the ticket number is contained in the release summary. And it also pretty much sums up the 2 full business day notice and the 30 calendar days for agricultural.
And as a matter of fact, it's just over 70% of folks who enter tickets with us enter them online versus calling in that 811 number. And that's a high percentage, and we like to think this because it's so easy to use.
I think it's going to streamline things a whole lot better than going back and forth on your location where you are in the field, when you really don't know where you are. You know, you're trying to explain to these people landmarks, and you know, you in a 2-mile radius. Well, with this, you'll be able to do it, you know, in a couple of feet from where you want to be.
Tesh Growers Association President Chris Patu says he organized this meeting with the men and women who oversee pipelines so that there would be open communication between the farmers who dig and the pipeline managers who would mark the fields.
This is a wonderful thing that he's doing right now.
Pete Gray is with TransCanada Pipeline. He and his fellow pipeline managers say their main job is the same as Louisiana One Call's, to ensure everyone goes home safe after each project.
We want to keep everybody safe. And with the guys knowing us as we know them, I mean, they could call us up on the phone and say, hey man, I got a line, I mean, we could help them and they could help us. So, and keep everybody safe.
Boy, things sure have come a long way from just dialing 811. As you heard, the marks are good for up to 30 days if you're excavating for agriculture or forestry. Saltzman says he loves doing demonstrations like the one he, Thelma Coleman, and the team did for the Tesh growers. To learn how to get in touch with Saltzman or to learn more about Louisiana One Call, you can visit our website at twilatv.org. Horse slaughter has been all but banned in the United States for a few years now. One of the consequences of the effective ban has been neglect and abandonment of horses. This week, TWILA's Neil Melanson takes us to one Louisiana ranch where the owner is attempting to address the needs of both horses and some very special people.
That's the sound of pure joy from a horse as she calls to one of her friends. This is Sugar, one of 35 horses rescued here at Angels Grove Ranch, an effort that's a little more difficult some days than others for 6th grader Haley Sirkin.
She might hit your camera, maybe just a little.
I'm glad she didn't bite the camera, Haley. Both Haley and Sugar are here through the effort of Angel Grove's owner, Lisa Massimini, who rescued more than 30 horses in the last year alone. In fact, all of these horses are rescues.
The most recent rescue was we saved about 36 horses from a kill pen. The reason that we needed to do that is because the horses were going to be shipped to Canada or Mexico.
Since 2006, efforts in both Congress and in legal cases have stopped all horse slaughter in the United States. Some horses are still taken to Mexico and Canada for slaughter, but a great many remain neglected and abandoned. Angels Grove is a 10-acre property in St. Tammany Parish, but they're working with other areas, such as this 35-acre place in LeCompte, to home even more animals.
We decided that we would take these horses and, hey, you know, why not save their lives and put them in a purpose-driven program? And that's the reason why we saved them.
Saving these horses means $5,000 in feed each month alone. That's why Lisa started a summer camp to help with the cost. And along the way, she found another purpose: to help kids in need. She offers some extra time for special needs kids after hours.
It's like an unconditional love and a passion that you wouldn't believe unless you saw the kids working with them. I mean, the kids are just so enthusiastic about being with the horses, and the horses are so gentle and so patient with each one of the kids. And so together, you know, you watching these kids that come here really scared and afraid, and then they leave in, like, you know, with this, you know, enthusiasm of like, wow, you know, I can do it, you know, hey, this is great. You know, they're working, they're cleaning stalls.
And what do you like best about it?
Just all the horses, seeing that we saved them all and just showing that we have, and Miss Lisa's generosity to this place.
I like getting to know all the horses. I've never really worked with horses before, so this is a great experience to get to know some horse personalities. And
so the kids have fun and the horses have a home. Angels Grove definitely passes the sniff test. For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Neil Melanson.
As you heard, Angels Grove runs completely on charity donations. If you would like to donate or find out more about its camp programs, you can visit our website at twilatv.org. Even though Harvey technically was not a hurricane when it affected Louisiana last year, it still brought a lot of misery to many parts of the state. 13 Louisiana parishes can receive disaster assistance through the USDA. The program is called the 2017 WIP, or Wildfires and Hurricanes Indemnity Program. Each eligible farmer or rancher can receive up to $900,000 in payments depending upon their adjusted gross income. Both insured and uninsured producers will be eligible for the 2017 WIP, which was authorized by Congress earlier this year. Louisiana Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, Dr. Mike Strain, says producers applying for the program will be required to produce both proof of identification and copies of their deeds or lease agreements.
Most of these hurricanes come at the time we are harvesting. That's another big part of the problem. So the losses can be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what this does, this helps the farmer to get back in business. And it's all about two things: keeping a safe, strong, and reliable food supply, and also keeping the economy in the rural areas going.
Sign up for the program continues through November 16th of this year. To apply or for more information, you can visit our website at twilatv.org. There's a new farm in Winsboro. It's small in footprint, but has huge potential in the impact it could soon make on the city. As Andrew Dodson, the executive director of the Delta Initiative, explains, the food is not all that will come from this small farm in the middle of town.
Communities in the Delta, in particular, have been neglected for a long time. There's been a lot of social erosion in certain pockets of them for a long time. You know, there's an agrarian past that had a lot of work for people at one time that isn't there anymore. And I've worked with a lot of adolescents, specifically young men, who are hungry for something to do, for a weight to pull. And they're often really not even sure what that looks like.
How exciting. Miss Luella would be so excited. She would.
The law of the farm is an idea that the farm is a teacher and it has certain rules. It's an unforgiving place, but it's a very effective instructor about what is reality really like, what does it require of you. And I believe it teaches you what God requires of you. You know, it requires hard work, it requires planning, it requires intentionality, it requires patience. It requires faith and trust, you know, that it's going to rain, that the sun's going to come up tomorrow. And so it's a unique thing as far as training a person to walk uprightly and training a person to be a good citizen and a good father and a good member of a family, a good son or daughter, a good mother. So we really are hoping in this context with the Farm Project to take those values that the Delta has in spades. I mean, there are men and women in these communities that are civic-minded. They have a heart for their family. They have a heart for their church. They have a heart for their community. They know how to walk uprightly. But there are kids, there are families that don't have that. You know, there are families that are, you know, single-parent households and grandmothers trying to raise 9 or 10 folks, and they just don't have the resources to instill those values. And the hope is that this work, this farm work and the law of the farm can help instruct young people in those values. And so, you know, in the years to come, in the decades to come, we have a lot more of those young men and women growing into leaders in their communities because they have been taught, you know, by the law of the farm. I think one of the reasons the social fabric of places like Winsboro and Franklin Parish and towns in the Delta is so strong in places is because there are a lot of men and women who know that law, who have been instructed by that labor, who have, you know, earned it, you know, have earned that integrity and earned that character. And it shows. We don't really have a way to translate that and share that. I mean, it happens in families. You know, fathers are able to train their sons in that really often, but when it comes to other neighborhoods and your neighbors and folks that are sort of the least of these in our communities, that gets missed a lot. And the hope is that we can weave some of that back together. You know, I would really love to see some of the men and women that have those values coming out here and sharing them.
This project was made possible by the Como Charitable Foundation, which is the legacy of Miss Luella Snyder, a longtime resident of Winsboro. The grand opening for the Farm Project will be in Winsboro on Tuesday, July 24th. Carl will have a lot more on this story online on our Facebook page. You can find out more information on our website at twilatv.org. Still to come on TWILA, we have the time of our lives with the farmer lip sync battle to give you a little boost at the end of the show. But first, we show you how working with rice farmers helps one restaurant serve up a feast for every customer. I guess you could say they are feasting on agriculture. Yeah, that's up next.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hey there folks, I'm A.J. Sabine and welcome to another delicious edition of Feasting on Agriculture. This month, we are along the I-10 corridor in Scott, where the West begins. And if your appetite has started to crank up, there's only one place you can go for the best oysters, steak, and seafood, including crawfish. That's Fizo's. Joining us now is Pat Ford's, owner of Fizo's here in Scott. And Pat, you have really made a name for yourself from Crowley all the way here to Scott. Why is rice and partnering with rice millers and farmers and producers so important to you in getting out great local food?
Well, I mean, not only is the rice produced and grown here, but that's a local economy. You have people from right here working to produce the rice, all the way from bagging it to putting it on the table. So we're proud to have that. As a matter of fact, on our menu, we feature like a little crawfish to show that, you know, that's a Louisiana crawfish product. and we also, serve Louisiana rice.
What are we cooking today?
Well, today we're gonna cook seafood etouffee. Seafood etouffee is our signature dish. That goes on our seafood platter. Sometimes you've heard of, crawfish etouffee, shrimp etouffee. Well, we put crawfish, shrimp, and crab meat into an etouffee, put it over rice, and it's also put on our seafood platter.
See, that's what Fizzo's does. They take something that's so common and familiar, and you guys elevate it.
We love it. We love it.
Let's get started.
All right.
This is the pantry. We're not going in there. Where's the kitchen? Oh, that way. This way? That way. Gotcha. I'm AJ.
Nice to meet you.
How are you, Craig? This is Stuart. Joining us now is the incredible chef Craig Richard, voted 9 years in a row by the Times of Acadiana as one of the best chefs in Southwest Louisiana. Craig, you're the man, the myth, the legend. Where do we start with this beautiful seafood etouffee?
I've already got my butter and my seasoning in. We're gonna add the celery. And
can I do that? I want to help.
You sure can.
Now, what you got? This is onions?
Onions right here,
What's
celery
that?
right here.
And man, that's bell peppers. Now, you don't spend all your time dicing up bell peppers all day, do you?
We used to.
Now, how long do we let this go, Craig?
About 20 minutes. Till your onions and your celery gets translucent, kind of cook down. They start to soften up a little bit. That's pretty much it.
That's it. And you let this cook?
Let it cook for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes later, it looks like that.
5 minutes. And then it's going to end up looking like this.
Wow. Okay. Now, Chef, you going to let me taste it?
Sure.
I want to remind you, folks, that this is at a boil. Okay. So let me just try to... How many of these do you add in?
8 cream of mushrooms and 8 cream of celery.
8. All right, so I'll just scoop this in and put it in there?
Scoop it in.
Scoop is good. So you don't even use a spoon, huh? You just dump it?
Just try to get as much of it out as you can.
Gotcha. That's what my mama would say. She'd say, get as much out as you can, son.
Food cost.
You got the hang of this, huh, bro?
I've done it once or twice.
A couple times? Now, how much can this feed?
Oh, that's about 20 gallons of seafood etouffee.
20 gallons?
Yeah.
That's just enough for me. You're like a machine. Is that your nickname, the machine?
No, it used to be when I was young.
Oh, yeah?
That you can fill up with water.
Keep that one water too?
That one too.
Making good food's a messy business. Right in?
Right in.
All right.
And if you want to dirty your shirt, you can.
So once you have it all mixed up, how long do you set it down and how long do you let it simmer for?
Put the shrimp in and let the shrimp cook until the shrimp is cooked. Then I'll add the crawfish and the crab.
Gotcha. Good looking shrimp. What do we have in here?
Crab meat and crawfish.
Awesome. And this just goes right into the seafood?
We're gonna add that to the shrimp that's already cooked and made.
Nice. And tell folks why, Craig, you add that at the last minute.
Because your crawfish are already partially cooked and your crab meat's already. Your shrimp, you want to cook your shrimp first. And your crawfish are going to fall apart. The more you stir them, the more they're going to fall apart. So usually put that in last.
You want people to see that whole crawfish tail.
The whole crawfish, correct.
So how long would you say we let this cook?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
In fact, I had turned it lower because y'all weren't in there. Turn it back up.
All right, Craig's put in all of our ingredients. When we get back, we'll plate up this wonderful seafood etouffee only here at Fizzo. Stick around, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for joining us. You know it's the most wonderful time of the segment. Right here, Mr. Pat Board and myself are about to dive into this wonderful seafood etouffee. The restaurant is starting to heat up because you guys are about to open. You too can have some of this. Explain to me what we have here, Mr. Pat.
Yeah, we have our signature seafood etouffee featuring shrimp, Louisiana shrimp.
I see it.
Louisiana crawfish.
I see it.
And Louisiana crab meat. Over Louisiana rice.
My man,
right
give me
here in Acadiana.
That's what's up. And what else do we have here?
Okay, we got a twice baked stuffed potato. Got potato with sour cream, butter, cheese, and we do have a secret ingredient in there.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to let you figure it out.
Mr. Board, are you
Yeah.
saying that the potato is so nice you had to bake it twice?
That's correct.
All right, great. And no,
everybody's got award-winning bread pudding.
That's
but
right.
We actually did win several awards with this bread pudding, and I'm gonna let you eat it, and you're gonna tell me why.
All right, great. Well, look, while I'm getting to taste this wonderful seafood etouffee, please tell folks where you are, talk about your locations, and how they can get this wonderful seafood etouffee for themselves.
We got 3 locations.
What?
Our original location is in Crawley, right off of I-10. Second location is in Scott, right off of I-10. And our third location is in Broussard. And they can contact.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. This is the best part of the whole thing. You watch us cook it, you watch it prepare, but you can tell this is my favorite part.
That's like the best thing I've ever eaten.
I'm glad
that's
you like it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, all of the sweetness of the seafood all coming together with that sauce that Craig and I made earlier.
Yes.
Oh, so
We're
good.
very proud of that dish. We serve it like this, or we serve it on our seafood platter, our signature seafood platter.
So good. And look at that beautiful Louisiana rice.
Yeah. And if they'd like to come, again, our locations are Crawley, Scott, and Broussard. Obviously, we have a Facebook page and our website. We have a big website, Fizos.com.
Now, you said you got a secret ingredient in this twice baked potato?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can figure it out. I got all the seafood in my mouth right now. Bacon?
Bacon and our own seasoning. We have our own seasoning blend, and our secret is in our seasoning.
Really?
It is. It's right here.
Well, why are you selling it, man?
It's right here. Yeah, we got it.
All right, and of course you got your award-winning bread pudding.
Bread pudding.
That you've already talked about.
With the rum sauce. Yes.
Stuart has already got his eyes on it.
I know. We got him. We're gonna fix him up.
But before we eat it, I want to tell you folks, if you guys want more information about Fizos or Louisiana rice or crawfish, you can always go to our website at twilatv.org, and we'd like to hear from you. If there's a place like Fizos that you'd like for Stuart and I to visit, always log on to our website at twilatv.org. Well, Mr. Pat, thank you on behalf
Thank
of...
y'all for coming.
Oh, it's so good.
Appreciate it. We love
Thank you.
Hospitality. We love it.
Absolutely. That's all from here, folks. We'll see you next time on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
If that seafood etouffee doesn't give you a good boost, then you need to see a doctor, or maybe you just need to see this TWILA Boost segment. See what I did there? Let's start where we left off last week with the farmer lip sync battle. I gotta say, you all are not disappointing. Everything is better with farmers and ranchers around to give us great videos to share, like this one from Megan Cawhern, where she uses her surroundings to really drive home the message of Corb Lund's song, Cows Around. I'm really glad Megan did that video rather than her husband Adam. If I know Adam, he would have chosen Disturbed's Down with the Sickness, and well, nobody really wants to see that in a lip sync battle. But the one all of you really wanted to see, the one that racked up nearly 7,000 views already on Facebook, is Ryan and Danielle Yerby having the time of their lives lip syncing to Bill Medley and Jennifer Warren. Who knew Ryan and Danielle Yerby had so much in common with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey? And proving that no one puts baby in a corner, they even got their babies involved in the dance. Not like they really had a choice once the little ones crashed into their video. There is still time for you to get your lip sync video on TWILA. Just make the video and post it with the hashtag FarmLipSyncBattle. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll take you to White Castle, where Governor John Bell Edwards and Commissioner Mike Strain will meet with sugar farmers to talk about what the state can do to help them. Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. For all of us here at TWILA, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.